The next two poems, All Hallows Eve and Trial by Fire, were the product of the Xanadu Challenge. Each issue of Feelings, the editor, I think his name was Carl Heppy, would have the Xanadu Challenge, which was challenging the readers to write a poem of a particular form. So, All Hallows Eve is a sonnet. And in that challenge, he provided the first line for that sonnet. Trial by Fire is a ballade, not a ballad, but a ballade. And he provided the first line for it, which established a significant part of the rhyme scheme structure. Because ballades have a lot of words that rhyme at the end of the lines. And so there's a very specific structure to it. So if you're going to write a ballad, you better have a word at the end of the first line that is easy to rhyme with lots of other words. Otherwise, you're going to run out of words to use.
All Hallows Eve. October rains have brought a sudden chill that seeps into the marrow of my bone. I stand like pine upon a broken hill and find that I no longer stand alone. Behind me in the mist there is a form escaping from the shadows of a cave. Unleashed with vigor from the building storm, it creeps in silence to a waiting grave. I watch it folding back the sodden earth to disappear inside a darkened stair, and fill my spirit, gently giving birth to horror that is well beyond compare, until a claw comes stretching out for me, and I am petrified and cannot flee. Trial by Fire. The autumn night is still and cold. The time of reckoning is here. The stars aloft have narrow told the secret soon to disappear. The tale was strung in yesteryear, and lay forgotten for a time, until it came to reappear in these few bits of tangled rhyme. The wind is brisk, its words are bold, they settle with appalling drear. A scene I witnessed does unfold, embalmed by shadows lacking cheer, that echo softly in my ear, to fall with subtleness sublime, its meaning slowly drawing near in these few bits of tangled rhyme. The flame is cold that I behold in visions I no longer steer. These memories I've often strolled that hauntingly remain unclear, as seen through smoke and heavy tear. A fallen match in sooty grime, and suddenly the path is clear in these few bits of tangled rhyme. Your burning face is like a spear that strikes my soul and marks my crime. I cannot hide your screams of fear in these few bits of tangled rhyme.
Okay, Shopping Spree is not exactly a very good poem. In fact, the first time I sent it to Feelings, it was rejected, but they offered me a chance to rewrite it. And I rewrote it, and it got a little bit better. But looking back at it now, knowing what I know about poetry, I don't know. You'll have to be the judge of whether it's good or not. But if it hadn't been published, I probably wouldn't be reading it right now.
Shopping spree. A deeply purple scented robe, no other like it on the globe, assaults my eyes with subtle strobe of purple disarray, shoes of white with amber lace, ugly as a tree-toad's face. So easily I look away to browse at other clothes, textured jeans with pre-made holes, the current fad, as we all know, but not for me to wear them so. I walk the other way. Patterned shirt of green and gray, I cannot seem to look away. The price is steep, I'll gladly pay for such a treasure trove. Plastic-coated cotton weave, decorated cut-off sleeve, such ugliness I can't believe that any one would pay. I buy the shirt of green and gray, but then again, to my dismay, when I went back the other day, the other things had sold. Perspective. My car was floating on the gravel road, as if it were a hockey puck on ice. We slid along the surface with our load, whose value isn't measured by a price. The steering wheel was useless as a tool, with tires gripping little more than air. I tried remaining calm to gain control, but deep inside the courage wasn't there. With tenderness I gently touched the brake, which sent us in a spin I couldn't stop. I tried to rectify it, way too late, and headed for the ditch's sudden drop. But with relief we stopped before we fell. "Again, again!" my 3-year-old then yelled. Duty. I keep my mind behind a wall of steel, and let my body do its given task. If I don't say it's true, it isn't real, and far be it for me to even ask. I sense a breach that I refuse to feel, and work with diligence beneath my mask. My hands are swift, exhibiting their skill, while all about the chaos moves so fast. The sound of silence finally fills my soul, and I return from where I must have been. I don't recall my actions, not in full, but I can see that their side didn't win. The battlefield is strewn with death extolled, and as I stare, I see my tears begin. Nerves. It starts inside my belly like something bad I ate. My heartbeat pitter-patters at a most alarming rate. My breathing is too rapid, too shallow, incomplete. My palms have gotten clammy, and chills run through my feet. My body seems to lose control. My hormones come undone. My instinct is to flee from here. My instinct is to run. But I force myself to stop, to settle down my mind, and then I stand to do my speech, one word at a time.
Now, I Want to Do the Xanadu is one of those poems that is so narrowly focused in its topic that it would be unlikely to get published in any other magazine than Feelings. And it's because it is about the Xanadu challenge that I discussed. And it doesn't have that general broad appeal because its meaning is very much tied to that Xanadu challenge. And so the readers who are unfamiliar with it are not going to get nearly as much out of the poem as those who are familiar with it.
I want to do the Xanadu. The rhyme scheme isn't very tough. The meter is a simple one. And so I write ballad like stuff to see if I can have some fun. And lo, behold, the thing is done. Will this ballad detail the task? At least my pen is on the run, involved in writing what you ask. Another one? It's somewhat gruff, whose parent never had a son, was left unclaimed and in the buff, but not before it was begun. The autumn night I cannot shun is still and cold, where snow can bask, and I am lost beneath the sun, involved in writing what you ask. I won't deny that it was rough to find the rhymes for cold I spun, but in the end it was enough, and lo, behold, the thing is done. I guess I bent a rule of thumb, and now I'll reach into my cask to search for rhyme, a certain one, involved in writing what you ask. With challenge met, if twisted some, it's time that my ballades unmasked to give relief to pen and bum, involved in writing what you ask.
Although Portals of the Soul was published in 1997, I don't know what issue it appeared in. My subscription had run out, and I moved at the end of 1996 to start college in the spring of 97. And I lost track of my poetry because I was getting more heavily involved in college. I was going to be a junior, and junior level work is different from freshman and sophomore level work with regards to the expectations. So I was going through a transition in my life that, well, let things like the acceptance letter and so forth for this poem slip through the cracks.
Portals of the soul. My fingers perch above the page, with pencil firmly grasped with care. I feel a building burning rage, but not the words I need to share to clear my thoughts. They are impaired. The image held repeatedly of eyes so lost in sorrowed stare that softly yearn to be set free. They pierce into my heart to wage a battle I will never bear, as silently they set the stage to catch me in their timid snare. And soon I am in disrepair, for all about is misery. I see your eyes, so kind, so fair, that softly yearn to be set free. I know your heart's inside a cage, and I would love to be in there, beside the love I cannot gauge, that is, in truth, beyond compare. I feel its warmth, so strong, so rare, beneath the veil of gloom I see, in eyes so full of deep despair, that softly yearn to be set free. Your eyes, Michelle, are everywhere, and hauntingly they beckon me. Your lonely eyes that cannot dare, that softly yearn to be set free.
I hope you liked this video, and if you did, press the button for it and consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your time.